Hey, I'm Jimmy and welcome back to Taking Trades, a channel dedicated to day traders where I show live trades and I don't charge any subscription fees or sell any courses, just want to share information. So today's January 17th, 2019, and I had a green day. Today went really well. And I took one trade that, in my opinion, for me, was perfect. So I chose that trade to show you guys today. It's a short sell where I took an entry with small size, and then as the trade went in my favor, I doubled my position and then placed a hard stop at a resistance point. So then if the trade goes against me and moves really quickly, I don't have to think at all. I'll just get stopped out and that'll minimize my losses. If you go back and watch yesterday's video, you'll see where I kind of got caught holding the bag. Should have taken a $32 loss, but instead it ended up being 68. So nothing I can do now, but I can learn from it. I can move on and I can learn to use hard stops and see if that fits with my style. So I'm kind of experimenting with them. I used to use mental stops, but I think with the hard stops I can minimize the damage more so than with my mental stops. So let's go ahead and jump into that trade and I'll show you how it went. Okay, here we go. Let's dive into this trade. So you can see it's ticker symbol AA, which is Alcoa. And I flipped to this 5-minute chart, and what I noticed, what grabbed me about it, was that it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green 5-minute candles, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and this 5. So it had a lot of green candles, it had pushed way up, and it just seemed very overextended. And another thing you might notice today is I'm trading with a naked chart, so I don't have any indicators, no EMAs, no moving averages, no RSI, no MACD. I got rid of all of it. It just felt a little cluttered, and I felt like I was being too distracted and not just following the price action, support and resistance, and just kind of back to the basics. So I removed all of them for today, and I was just trading to see how it felt with just a cleaner chart. So that's why they're gone now. And also let me know in the comments below, like, do you guys, any of you trade with a naked chart, or do you always use EMAs and indicators? I'd like to know. I'd be curious. So when I saw this big pin bar doji here, which this big upper wick indicates a lot of selling pressure, and I was looking at this for a short position. So when it came up, I saw this doji after this one, then we got a green 5-minute candle, and then another one that was an upper wick, which they call a pin bar doji. Lots of selling pressure, so I felt really good about eventually jumping into this trade. The only thing that I have trouble with is jumping in with large size in one purchase, or selling a large quantity of shares at one time. So I decided to go ahead and enter as this candle opened up and just go in with small size and then just see how it goes, and if it goes in my direction then I'll add. So that was my thought process here as it's set up. So I'll play this video and you can see I put out that order. I should back it up, sorry. Okay, so you can see I put out the order there. I get filled at 30.07, and then as I'm starting to kind of sit and watch it, what I decided to do was to use this pin bar doji as the high, and I placed my stop, a hard stop this time. Now this is something that's totally new for me. I always use mental stops, which is where I watch the price action, and when things go against me, I punch the button to get out. In this scenario, I have this stop here, so if it goes against me, then it'll just automatically stop me out. I don't have to think about it, and it's going to really control my risk. So I know some people may say, yeah, but you might get stopped out prematurely. That's true, but I'm okay jumping right back in if the price action still looks good. So the video is fast forwarded, so you can see I still have my stop here, and I'm actually I'm going to start moving it down as it goes in my favor. So as I play this, you'll see that we've now fast forwarded through all these candles, and it's just kind of been hung up on this support line here that I drew. And as we get further into it, it starts to drop, which is a good sign, which indicates to me that this is a lower low and that we might be going lower. And then what I'm waiting for is a possible pullback into this overhead, which was support and now resistance. If it gets there, I'm going to go ahead and add to my position. So that was my thought process. So as it pulls up and touches that whole dollar, $30 overhead resistance, you'll see that I'll add to my position. Now remember, from a few videos ago, we talked about whole dollar and half dollar psychological resistance. That's exactly what's happening here. You can see that it pushes right up to the 30, and this whole dollar amount has created all kinds of touches, which makes the more time that a stock touches a level, the stronger that level gets in terms of support or resistance. So you can see this. You know, we've got a touch here, 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 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, almost 20 touches. So it's significant, which is exciting because then you can use it. So here, I went ahead and put that order in. I got filled at 30. So now I have 200 shares short at an average price of $30.03. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out my stop, switch to 200 shares, and put my stop back in place. So you'll see me place a hard stop back above the previous high in the price action. And the idea is, as this works its way down, I want to keep moving that stop lower and lower. That way I get closer to my entry point as the stock gains more and more in my direction. And then if it happens to run against me, a lot of times you'll either just break even, or you may even be in the green a little bit because the price action's gone that far in your favor. So now we're moving along here. I'm watching that, and right now I'm kind of debating if I should move my stop down to this level, because we had a high, we had a low, we had a lower high, lower low. So I'm going to go ahead and move it down here. And as this moves around, I'll jump the video ahead so you can see it. And I'm sort of eyeing up that next support where I'm looking to possibly take profit. And that's why I say this was a great trade for me, a perfect trade, because this thing decides to push straight down into this level where I could then unload half my position. So there it is. I fast forward the video. So it's breaking down. It pushed all the way down to 68. My target was 60. So if I hit 60, I'm going to put out an order to cover 100 of my shares. So I've got 100 shares loaded right there. And there it went. I put that order out to sell. It popped right down, executed my order. So now I only have 100 shares left. So I sold in the absolute perfect position for me. And then what I did was I just held my final 100 shares to see what they would do. And I apologize, but the last sale got cut off. But here's where I took my first 100 shares and covered them. Then it pushed back, chopped around, pushed back, and I had moved my stop down, and I'd actually moved it down to this level, and the candle ended up jumping up and breaking and stopping me out. So I sold perfectly into the push, had 100 shares remaining, had my stop moved down in this area as it was bouncing around, and then it ultimately pushed up on me, stopped me out. But I got stopped out at a level that was actually ahead of my average entry. So my average entry was $30.03, and I had my stop below that. So even though I got stopped out, I still made money on the last 100 shares. So it was sad because I was up almost $100 if I'd have taken profit on all of it down here. But you never know. You take half your position, take your stop, get it down close to break even, and then just let it ride, because then you're in control. And that's the exciting part. When you already have money in your pocket and you're just watching your shares move in whatever direction. If it goes too high, you'll stop out, break even. If it keeps going lower, you'll just keep moving that stop down so that you're kind of trailing it and following. If it would have pushed lower, I would have placed the stop even lower. And then if it would have gone again, I'd have placed the stop even lower until it finally stopped me out, which, if you get a few of these dips, can be quite significant. So that was the trade for today. That was my greatly executed trade that I was so excited to show everyone. It was $95, but ended up with 63, and I'm happy with that. That's fine. So green is always good. Comment below. Let me know what you guys traded today. I want to hear if you're green, if you're red, any strategies that you're looking at. And also comment on whether or not you're using naked charts. Naked charts are really interesting, and it kind of felt good today to just have a clean sort of canvas, like just candles. It felt really easy to read, and I was just putting in support and resistance levels as the price action came out, and also support and resistance that were related to the day before. I like to plot the high and the low from the day before. So comment below, let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, comment, like, dislike, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.